They're calling it one for the ages. John Sin outlasting Tony Miles to win poker's world championship. It will go down as the greatest heads-up match in WSOP final table history, and it riveted audiences worldwide. So why then is the runner-up defending himself on social media today? On High Roller Radio. Yes, the battle was epic. John Sin, Tony Miles putting on a show, mano a mano for the world title. They threw absolute haymakers at one another for 10 hours, 199 hands, an all-night marathon at the Rio. With poker immortality on the line and $8.8 million up top, the two traded big shots, the chip lead changing hands 11 times, and it was sensational. Miles, a 32-year-old recovering opioid addict, his rail all wearing shirts with the slogan, "One day at a time," had many highlights en route to this indelible showdown with Sin, perhaps none bigger than his KO of 2009 world champ Joe Cada. "I've been running pure this whole tournament," Miles said as he made the all-in call with ace-king versus Cada's pocket tens. Pure indeed as a king hit the flop. Cada finished fifth for $2.1 million. For Miles, it proved to be a $3 million king. And you can sense here in these screenshots the absolute drama. Then, early on, heads up, Miles overbet shoved the river on a bluff after missing a straight draw. Sin couldn't find the call with just third pair, and social media went nuts. Gutsy play, pure heart, a 95 million chip bet into a pot of 60 million. His tournament life on the line, and it worked. Make no mistake about it, Miles was the star of the show. So why then the need to explain himself? Well, before we get to that, let's put the scenario in context. They played 12 hours on that third day of final table action, 10 hours heads up. "This heads-up match is epic," tweeted Mike Matusow. "Kudos to both, win or lose. Both these guys have to be delirious." And we got this from Justin Hammer. "My son went to bed at 9 o'clock and said, 'Wake me up and tell me who won.' When he wakes up, I think I'll end up repeating the same thing back to him." Justin wasn't alone. Many people fell asleep, so you know the players had to be exhausted. The main event, a long tournament, a war of attrition. 7,874 players entered. Sin and Miles, the last two standing, and they were running on fumes. Fatigue definitely a factor. On that final hand, Sin flopped trip kings, slow played them, and then took his time in deliberating Miles' all-in bet on the turn when Miles paired his 8. Seemingly an easy call with 3 kings. Sin took a while. Corwin Curley Jr. felt Miles' pain. "Sin did not have to slow roll that call," he said. "I would be pissed immensely if I was Tony Miles. That's basically rubbing it in." Paul Haley had a different viewpoint. "I know it's easy to wonder why Sin didn't call sooner," he tweeted, "but when it's a life-altering decision, you're probably going to take a minute or two to think about it. Congratulations, John Sin." You can see here as Sin goes to shake hands with Miles, he says, "I'm sorry." "You're slow-rolling me," Miles responded, before brushing Sin off on his way to the rail, offering no congratulations. Really, the only sign of unsportsmanship the entire night. The backlash on social media was immediate, and Miles reacted. "I just want to respond to some of the things being said after my heads-up match with Johnny," tweeted at Storm253. "I appreciate people being understanding and open-minded about a situation where we were both delirious and battling our hearts out. First and foremost," he writes, "I want to congratulate the champion. I am so happy for John. Not only is he an amazing player, but he's a gentleman. His character and demeanor throughout the tournament was a lesson on how to carry yourself with class and poise. He is a great ambassador for poker." Miles goes on to say, "I would like to address my immediate reaction where I had a moment of weakness and lost my composure. I was able to regain my composure and believe my exit interviews were a great opportunity to show the values my parents instilled in me. I was proud of myself for holding John's hand up for that photo. It took everything in me to push the pain aside and be genuinely happy for him while I was experiencing one of the most disappointing and emotional moments moments of my life. He went on to compliment Sin, saying he's kind, humble, intelligent, open-minded, and easy to get along with, and that he has a lot of respect for him. And he concludes with, "To everyone who supported me, thank you. This was the ride of a lifetime." Awesome message, Tony, tweeted Phil Gelfond. No stranger to high stakes, high pressure poker. Really glad to wake up to read this. Few people have ever experienced the conditions you just played under. I can't imagine the emotional toll. Congratulations and condolences, but mostly congratulations on such a great performance and huge score. Phil, you're right, replied at Bugsy Rocks. Tony is a class act. What a lovely message, wrote Kate Hall with the heart emoji. Seriously, what a sweet dude, said Ryan D'Angelo. I totally empathize with the crazy emotional swing of what happened in the last few minutes there. Hold your head high, Tony. I would say you were pretty much clutch. And yes, that he really was. No need to explain. You were epic. Well played, sir. Second place, $5 million and miles of memories in Sin City today on High Roller Radio.